right, so let's get started, shall we? Tonight, I will be doing this with one of my senior leaders, and I believe she is fired up to give out some great wisdom. So, without wasting any time, let me get the ball rolling. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are tonight's training as it was titled Mastering the Gotbackup Agenda. All right, yes. So I acknowledge all of you. Michael Bast, where is Bast? Is it Bacha? Ghana. All right, welcome. Becky, welcome. Amma, welcome. Ben, welcome. Celestine, Derek, Dorcas, welcome. I see, a few Dorcases on the line. Welcome to all the Dorcases. Ebenezer, Dorothy, Enunam, Esin, no, sorry, that's Esme, Fortune, or Fortunate, Frederick, Fulra. I want to say welcome to all of you. Lady Ann, Margaret, Michael, welcome, welcome, welcome. Joanna, welcome to all of you guys. Let's get the ball rolling. We are trying to master. Let me get 19. All right. We're trying to master, the project we are on. And what is mastering something? We have heard about I don't know that I haven't seen those movies for a long time, but remember they used to have the Shaolin masters, this um, uh, um, great masters, in the temple, old man, where they were real masters. They trained. They had a whole following of martial artists, and I'm getting a feedback here. Let me put this off. And okay, better. So and they, I mean, it was interesting how they trained, how they were, how knowledgeable they were. Yeah, action movie. Yeah, someone else. Yeah, the Shaolin Master. It was kung fu. And these are people who have they were masters of what they did. Why? Because they had great experience over time, over years, years after years of doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And they master, what they did. Of, of course, what we're talking about here, mastering, doesn't always mean being perfect, but certainly, it does mean getting higher to a better level and gaining higher confidence. All right. So we want to understand our where we are and where we're going. So it's not going to be a one-time process. It's going to be something we need to do over and over and over and over again. And that's the only way we can master what we have, and we can be confident with what we have. There are times that on this project, all right, we go out to speak to people. And guess what? When we speak to the people, our intent is to sign them up, right, on the Gotbackup project. But there are many times, guess what happens to some people? The people sign them up instead of they signing the person up. Now, what does that mean? Or what do I mean by that? Because we try to make them to understand something and what we have, this amazing thing we have. And guess what? The people say, no, it's not amazing. this is this is not what you say it is. This is this. This is that. This is look at this. Look at that. And at the end of the day, when we leave that person, we are deflected. We are confused. What am I in the right place? Am I doing the right thing? So instead of you speak to them and get them, to understand and sign up, they sign us up. So I like what um, Bolton, I'm sorry, Holton said about misinformation. All right, and many times we get some information, and that's how it is in life. What we know is what lead us, what make us to do things, and sometimes it could be the wrong thing we know, but we believe it and we go ahead and do it. And I like the analogy he gave when he talked about the GPS system. And I was like, wow, this is so true. Where many times we use the GPS system, we use Google Map, and we are confident with the direction where we're going. Why? Because Google is an authority and they're giving us a direction. But guess what? There are many occasions that direction, that map took us to an end zone. And you're like, where am I? Is it not true? But it was based on what we believed and the information we got. In fact, I may not be saying it right. I want you to listen to what he says directly. All right. So he says it much better than I would.
Right now is because of all the information that you have accepted as true and as fact. You do not operate on information that you believe is false. It could be false, but if you believe it's false, you won't do it. How many of you have used your GPS system and it took you to the wrong location? That means it was wrong, but you believed it was right. That's why you followed it. If you knew it was wrong, and if you're going to Dallas from here, and you use a GPS and it says go south, you still gonna go south? Hoping to get to Dallas when you know Dallas is north? No. So what I'm letting you know is it's just as easy as it is to get lost using a GPS system. It's because you have accepted that the GPS company is an authority and the information that they're going to give you is correct. This is why you continue to follow that particular path. And if it's that easy for you to go to a destination that is completely in the opposite or the wrong place, how easy it is for you to know success or 100,000 a month or 100,000 a year, or millionaire status or retirement status is this way, how easy it is to end up over here because of misinformation. Where are you?
Yes, guys. So this is what it is. How easy it is for us to sometimes believe what people tell us. And many times when we do that in this business and this project, it's because we have not yet mastered it. We are not yet grounded. Our belief system, it's not strong. We're still figuring out, all right, how to what is true, what is right, and what we should believe. So when we are hit with some of these things, we hit ourselves against the wall, the stone, we get distracted, we blocked, that once we hit a hurdle, and then our belief system starts to spin. All right, so it's important for us to know what is this we have. Let's understand it, how big it is, how true Is it? All right. So we trying to examine our project. We're trying to get some good information that will propel us. All right, and that will um, overcome some doubt, because if we would put a skill on the platform right now and say, guys, um, using a skill of 1 to 10, where is your belief? Your belief. We will have 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, maybe some, maybe 3. All right. Yeah, I mean, that's the truth. That's why, because I have heard some partners say, I'm trying, I'm trying to do this. I'm doing a number of things, but it's it's not working. It doesn't look like it's working. It's going to work. That's a belief system that is threatened. That's a belief system that is under attack. That's a belief system that is not grounded, because there is some uncertainties with that belief system. So um, we need to, our approach in this should be different. And that's why it's always good. We all need this mental shift. Okay, in whatever we do, we need some mental alignment. Okay, to help strengthen our drive in whatever we do. Doesn't have to be this, but we're talking about this project, Gotbackup. But why sometimes in whatever we do, whether is our business, our jobs we are in, the approach is different. Many times there is so much commitment, there is so much consistency, there is hard work. And guys, there is no success I have learned that does not require hard work. It's so essential in whatever success we have. Guess what? It's in whatever we do, and most of the times on this project, it is it is one of the least performed on the project, and it's true. And when I heard it from halting again, many of us have heard this, but we haven't paid very good attention to it. I wanted to pay this close attention to how he puts it on our ethics, our work ethics, our approach, our mentality when it comes to this business.
Work is one of the key components of success, but it's one of the least performed components that people have. Everybody has goals, everybody has dreams, and everybody wants things. But very few people are willing to go through the process to achieve those dreams. And a work ethic is something that I can't coach it. I can't give it to you. You can't read a book and learn that you need work ethic. It's just something that you have to know that it's a necessary part. It's the labor. And if you want to give birth to a new life, if you want to give birth to success, if you want to give birth to financial independence, you've got to go through the labor pains. And so what I'd rather do is I'd rather work real hard for a very short period of time for myself than work moderately hard for somebody else for the rest of my life.
Eric Worre
But one of the things I can tell you is
says
this: whether you fail or whether you succeed, you're
gonna work hard at it. Look at what Eric Worre
Entrepreneurs think
said.
about work as contribution, growth, creation, purpose, making the world a better place. That's how entrepreneurs think about work. So they're not trying to get away from work like employees are. They're trying to find an opportunity to invest in the world with their effort, with their heart and soul and blood and sweat in order to be able to make the world a better place. See, employees want to get away from work. So when an employee-minded person joins network marketing and they work for themselves for the very first time, they give themselves the day off. And then they give themselves the week off. And then they give themselves the month off because they're trying to get away from work. Entrepreneurs don't do that. You got to literally flip the coin. This side, work is bad. This side, work is life. Okay? Work is creation. Work is contribution. Work is purpose. Work is making the world a better place. Work is helping others. So think about support. And employees are like, where's my support? Where's my training? Where's my all this stuff? An entrepreneur says, I'll plug into the support that I have, but if I can't find the support, I'll be the support. I'll create the support. Work.
So those, let me stop the video. That is how Eric Worre and Holton Box describe what they think about our work ethics in this space, and it was unbelievable. I mean, their submissions, if you listen to it, it's just mind blowing, and that is so true. Many of us have dreams, but that we don't attach the kind of seriousness to this. Attach that dream to this what we are doing, even though this has the potential of making it happen. But you need to have a strong belief system for that to happen. And you need to have some other traits, character traits. You need to be very consistent. You need to understand how it works. And one person who has attached a very big dream to this project that we are in and is ready and has demonstrated so far, all right, that she can go the 9 yards to make it happen. And guess what? It's happening because she is building an empire from the ground, and she's starting with it, and she expanding it. She's going beyond borders. She has so much belief in what this can do and how big this is that she is confident enough to attach it to something very precious to her, to a dream that someone will never achieve. All right. But for her, she thinks that dream can be achieved using this. And it's a good time to bring in this senior leader of mine, and she commands so much respect in, not just in our market, but in other markets she is building. One of the few people, I believe, on this project in the world that is building an Anglophone and a Francophone network, because it's not easy to do. You first of all need to be, skilled in both areas, and she flows in both. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope she's on the call right now. She is not just my one of my leaders on the project, but she happens to be my wife, and it's a privilege, honestly, because it is a rare privilege, I must say. It is very difficult for many on this project, and not just on other projects where you are running it, and you to have your spouse do it with you. It is not likely to happen most of the time. So if it does for you, you've got to be, very. It has to be a privilege, and I would say it's a privilege for me. She's a reverend minister. She is a career, um, a woman, a mother, and a wife. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's hear from Reverend Bijou. If you are on, please unmute and just let's hear how you have committed your dream to this project and why.
Thank you very much, HB. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, partners, including senior partners. I'm happy to share with you this evening on the results that we can get out of Gotbackup. I hope you can all hear me very well, loud and clear.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Wonderful. So let me start. I think in our family, my husband tells stories a lot. I also love telling stories. When you are a trainer, stories are very powerful. The narrative gives you the opportunity to convey your message. So I'm going to tell you an interesting story this evening, and it's about a village, a small village in this West Africa, right? I'm sure when I call out a name, you will be able to situate where the story is taking place. And there was once in that village a great drought, meaning there was a dry season and all the rivers had dried up. The soil was cracked and many, many animals disappeared. You can just cast your mind what that means. And the villagers became so desperate, searching for ways to survive. In the middle of the village, listen carefully, there was an ancient baobab tree. And it was, baobab trees are very big. And this one was so massive that children used to play hide and seek around it. And the elders of the village used to sit under it and share stories. They used to do what we call conflict resolution. And those of them who have wives, they boast of their wives, usually under that tree, a lot of things happen. So we had that tree in the middle of the village. Then during this drought, this dry season, everybody ignored that ancient baobab tree, which was so obvious, but many people, everyone ignored it. And it looked so dry and hollow, just like the land which was cracked and so dry. But then there was one young girl named Ayo who kept coming to the tree, believing in herself that it still had something to give. Then one day, this young girl called Ayo sat quietly beside this ancient baobab tree. She heard a faint echo inside of the trunk of this tree. She got curious and she knocked gently. Then she discovered it made an interesting sound. And then she found that there was a hidden opening in that tree. And inside of that tree, there was cool water stored deep within its trunk, preserved by nature over decades. So do you know what Ayo did? Ayo quickly ran to the elders and they brought containers. They brought, how do you call them? They got buckets. They brought all kinds of containers to draw the water. Honestly, the water was not enough to flood the land. It saved so many lives. Everyone in the village was saved by that water. Then Because of that, they now started looking at the tree differently. And they remembered that the baobab had fruit high in nutrients. You know, the baobab fruit. We do juice with it at home here. And the leaves, which could be used for medicine. So the tree had always been full of resources, but they only saw its value when they looked deeper. From that day, the baobab became the symbol of quiet abundance, a reminder that what seems ordinary can actually be extraordinary when we dig deeper and deeper. Now, dear leaders, dear CEOs on this call, listening to me, there are a few lessons I want us to draw from this as we are talking about resources. These few days, I have been saying that actually, Gotbackup is magical. I am so passionate about it that I say it is magical. The first lesson I want us to draw from this story, this young girl who discovered that there was water stored, and that water was there over decades. The first thing when we are talking about resources is the fact that true resources lie beneath the surface. It's very important for us to understand. True resources lie beneath the surface. So just like the baobab, Gotbackup, it may seem like a simple digital solution. It could be to some of us like just a backup solution. To some of us, it may be like just a vehicle towards your financial freedom. But if we look deeper, we'll see it as a kind of toolbox for empowerment. People will be empowered. And I see many people empowered in this journey that they have taken with Gotbackup. It actually provides security. We have been talking about security when we are talking about Gotbackup. There is security. This resource, when we are talking about the resource that came out of that baobab tree, there is security. So Gotbackup goes beyond just a backup solution. There is continuity. It has come to stay. It's going nowhere. You and I know that data is produced every single day. Gotbackup has just started and there is continuity for it. And it is a platform for individuals to create and grow in their own way. Now, it is a true resource and it is beneath the surface. When we go outside of it and we are digging deeper, we actually will find out that many people are growing differently in so many ways and in their own way. So that is it. True resources lie beneath the surface. And ladies and gentlemen, you must be willing to explore. You just have to explore. Don't stay at the surface. Don't stay at the surface of $50, $49.97. Don't stay at the surface of just coming on Monday evening just to listen and then take few notes. I wonder if you even take notes. If you are not, I will encourage you to be taking some notes. It's very, very important because you have a team that you should be speaking with, so you should be taking some notes. I don't know if after the training of today as a CEO, you go back and explore, go deeper, dig deeper. Ayo didn't just accept what she saw on the surface. She explored. So it is very important that we must go beyond the traditional thinking and ask, how else can this Gotbackup serve me? I like making it very, very personal. How can I make Gotbackup serve me? Is this just a technological, or is it just a solution of Gotbackup? Or It's a means to teach digital responsibility, create passive income, educate others like we are doing tonight, and build networks, credible, ethical networks. Very, very important. We need to dig beyond what we are saying, because like I used to say, Gotbackup is like a Ferrari. It's not only for the speed. It's not only to take you somewhere. How and with who you do this is very, very important. So we must be willing to go beyond what, and you should be able, I remember the Saturday training when we're talking about connecting, you should be able to explore, to be able to connect across lines, across cultures. Very, very, very important. And let me quickly tell you that resources are not just money. No, resources go beyond money. When we are talking about resources in our project, we are talking about trust. Key for me. We should be able to trust each other. And the people we go to should be able to trust us. How trustworthy are we? When you are talking about someone, because as you come with your own baggage. How trustworthy? Trust is a resource. And we should be able to pass on that resource to other people. And it is a matter of credibility. In this journey that we have undertaken, using Gotbackup as a vehicle, how credible are we? Can somebody vouch for you? What are you coming in with? You should be asking yourself, I should be asking myself that question. What are my motives? Why am I doing this? Why am I building networks? Why am I connecting with people? Why am I calling people to come and see this Gotbackup? Is it selfish? With whatever I'm doing, how credible am I? Community impact is also a resource that we have. When we are digging deeper, resource is not only about money in this. The money will come. You need the basic. We need the basic in order to make the money come. I entered into this. My basic was faith. When I opened my eyes to this, I watched quietly. And my husband used to tell me, I know when you take this, you will run with it. I said, okay, I will run with it. I observed. When I observed after few months, I think I got in October, November, December. In fact, I started observing keenly from December, January, February, March. I made my decision. And when I made my decision with so much fire and faith. Nothing was going to stop me because I knew what I was coming with. You can come into something with a lot of experience. Your experience can be negative and your experience can be positive. And I made up my mind with that fire and faith. I have a ministry. I hold crusade. I do outreach. I do conferences. And the gospel is not on the floor. The gospel is heavy. I remember last year we spent thousands of USD for our crusade and our conference. Then I said, when I made up my mind, I said, this is a good resource. But my resource I came with, that the money is following, was my faith and my belief. So I always tell my team members, when you have the belief, for me, it goes beyond normal mindset. It's a superior mindset that you must have. And when we are talking about community impact, you should be able to help others and positively, please, positively help those who are coming with you. Do not become a stumbling block. In our project, we must be able to draw people, our team members with us. If you are not able to draw your team members and you bring in more people, I'm sorry to say, you are fetching water into a basket and you are wasting it. You should be able to have that impact And when you help others protect what matters to them, you become a leader. It is not only about the data. It's not only about the money. This goes beyond it. And what we do with it in our community impact is very, very key for us as leaders. And as leaders, is seeing what others miss. As you are impacting, you should be able to see what others are not seeing. When I entered into this, when I made up my mind that this is going to be an avenue for me to dig deeper and then support my ministry with, I saw what others were not seeing. And I shared this. And others who are pastors still were not seeing. Some of them saw it, but they are sitting and watching. And I have a way. I will not make a lot of noise. The result to talk for themselves, whichever result it is. And it's always positive. So like Ayo, real leaders are those who see opportunities where others see emptiness. Everyone in the village, including the leaders, the elders who sat under that tree, saw only an empty tree. But Ayo saw beyond it. That's why all the time she was sitting and observing and thinking. Very, very important. If you are a real leader, you definitely must see what others don't see. We must challenge ourselves and others to look at every opportunity. Even this very God backup. For me, like I said, it's magical. I've seen it change so many lives. But as we journey forward, ladies and gentlemen, you can have a good tool. But if you do not use it well, because it goes beyond the wealth, it's a resource, it can destroy someone. When you are connecting, very, very important. As a leader to your team, let your team know that you are seeing beyond what they can see. And then when a team member or two or three are seeing what you are not seeing, please, it's very important to respect those team members and allow them to express themselves. Ayo was by no means any leader. They had elders in that village. But Ayo, through observation, because she is a true leader, when she discovered what it was all about, ran back to the elders and then told them what it is. We in Africa, Gotbackup has come to us. When you are a real leader, you should see the need in your market, in your team, and you should alert those who have gone ahead of you. And those who have gone ahead of you should be humble enough to be able to know that you have discovered something and give the credit to you. It's very, very important. Let me finally close. I scribbled something here that I would want to read from my phone. Don't just see Gotbackup as a product or a service. See it as a movement. It is a powerful movement, especially in Africa. It is a movement. No one will stop it. Nobody will be able to stop it. You and I will not stop it. It is a movement, a digital safety net, a platform for learning and leadership. And let's all lead like Ayo. Yeah. Thank you very much, HB, for the opportunity. And I believe that we have been able to draw some few lessons. I'm happy I've been able to share this with you. And I look forward to learning some more. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, give her some reactions, please. That's incredible nuggets you share there. Incredible nuggets. Well done, well done. And we're planning something again. Next week is going to be exciting. Sorry, is it next week? In a few days time. It's not a big training. It's going to be very technical. But I think this were great nuggets you share, some great information, some eye opener, some things that will strengthen our belief system, and for you to finally decide, I want to do this. I want to make impact. I want to, this is this big that I can attach it to my ministries, then my ministry, then my calling, then come on, this must be really big. You are certainly seeing something that many on the project have not been able to see yet. And guys, this is what happens sometimes. There are people sometimes that are able to see much further away. And what we need to do is to hang on their sight or try to see further away through what by looking at them. It will help build our faith. It will help build our belief in this. What will sadden me most on this project, or sometime later, for me, not to see some of the 35 people on this project, I mean, on this call now, see them dropping along the way. And have been on this project for 3 months, 6 months, 7 months. I haven't earned anything yet. And, this thing really doesn't really work. Really. You need to find out, what am I not doing? What am I not doing that others are doing, and they are earning, and they are seeing this so big, and why can't I see it? Guys, it is because of the lenses they are using. All right. Can you see how big this looks like to Reverend Bijou? That is, she's attaching the her ministry to it, and yes, as she said, all of the conferences, the outreaches, and all of that. It they are they are fun sucking stuff. They require money. All right. And if you can attach something like this, it means this must be very serious. This is big. And we have seen some random, they may be random at, we've seen incomes from affiliates on this project. And so that should tell us this works there, because there are people making this kind of money. What we don't see, it is what they put in, the time, the consistency, the dedication. We don't see the midnight calls. We don't see some of them are career people. They have daytime job. We don't see the after work activities. We don't see it. But what we suddenly see, success, $5,000, 10,000. But this may have been a person that does not miss training. Always, guys, on this project, remember, take this, learn and lead. On this project, tonight, I believe there are a lot of leaders on this. If you are not a leader, you are a potential leader, because you will be getting people on the project. And what is our single job on this project? What is our mandate? What is our mission on this project? We have just aligned with the mission of Gotbackup. And what is that mission? Is to affect the world. Let me use this scenario just as a wind-up. You have heard data is the new oil, data is gold, data is being produced at an unprecedented rate. Is that true? Yes. Now, if you are in a place, in a community, all right, and there was an influx of people, probably in this community that has since, all right, let me not just use Accra because this is a continental call meeting because um, we have West Africa, we have East Africa, we have Central Africa, we have outside the borders of Africa and all of that. But in your community, all right, and suddenly you had an influx of about 1,000 people. Okay, that will put some pressure on something called accommodation, won't it? Or even say 10,000 people. Now, if a person gets into housing, okay, providing housing for this huge influx of 10,000. In some cases, the place is so big, so we can even say 100,000. Anyone who has accommodation project will certainly be the future, right? All right. So in this case, we have data being produced, and data is looking for accommodation, right? That's what it is. Data is being produced. There is somewhere that the data need to stay because it's a growing concern that data is being lost and people are frustrated. Now, we have the traditional house owners, estate owners, okay? And who are they? And which estate I'm talking about? The digital estates. They're the Googles, the Dropbox, the iCloud. Then you have this new kid on the block called Gotbackup. These guys in real estate up that are providing accommodation up in the cloud, in the cloud. They are giving people accommodation and people are getting it. They are there because they don't have a choice. If it's $1,000 for this space they're giving, Gotbackup comes and say, you know what? Without compromising on value, we will give you that space, or sometimes even bigger, for half of that amount. Tell me, if you are an agent of all of those guys, real estate agents, okay, where will you run? Where would you want to align your whatever you're doing with? Is it with this other guys or with the guys that's offering half the price without compromising on security? Of course, because you know he will reach a lot more people in whatever time. Maybe at that point in time, those guys are occupying. The accommodation is being occupied by people because they didn't know. Once they get to know, they will shift. And guys, people are going to shift this year, next year, the next year after that. People will keep shifting. The potential of this is enormous. You have Google with about 1 billion subscribers. You have iCloud with about 1 billion subscribers. You have Dropbox with almost 800 million subscribers, and the others. Imagine Gotbackup takes only 10% of their tenants. You understand the sense where I'm coming from? Of their tenants that they're offering accommodation in the cloud for. What do you think would happen to that project? And if you are on the project, what do you think would happen? blow away. And this is what we have, guys. If it would be heartbreaking to see some of you in the next year, next 2 years, next 3 years, not on this project and deciding this is not working. Sometimes we are so close, but we give up too early. Look at this picture. This is a picture of um, someone who is working very hard. All right, and and he is so close to his breakthrough. Probably it was a month later in this scenario. All right, the guy, this person at the top. Look at the top. He's been digging 1 month, 2 months, probably in your case 1 year, maybe 2 years. All right, certainly not 3 years because the project is not yet 3 years. And then look down when you were almost there. You turn around and you said, this thing doesn't work. But look how close you were from that breakthrough, from meeting that one person. Maybe that person would be that you are to meet for that next sign up would be a KOA. You understand what I'm trying to say? That person is you were just about to meet them. All right, that KOA or that person, like a Dr. Dorcas in the DRC, who is so crazy about this. All right, but immediately when she heard about this project, she didn't immediately run to it. No, she took a while. But when she finally saw the future, no stopping. You are almost there, or you are on your way there, guys. This is not the time to consider giving up. No matter how difficult this may seem, all right, this is going to boom. Please be a part of the boom. Don't be a spectator and let me watch it boom. No. Fortunately for you, you are here. You are on this project now. And I was listening to Dr. KOA the other day when he came to the office here. Um, he said some of us could have heard about this project 5 years later, probably in 2030. It's true. Maybe in 2030, many of us could have heard about it because we would have started in US, Canada, and before after 3, 4 years, then you hear about it. Probably if you ever get to hear about it. But guess what? We heard about it in first in Ghana here when it was a few months. And you know why? He said the reason why that happened, it was the one who got on the project, who saw this guy who, of course, you know who he is? He is the highest earner on the project in the world. This person who told him about it. All right? All right. I mean, he's deeply rooted in the space. So he has a lot of um, um, he knows about this. He can stand here and look, and see miles and see very far in this project. So he knows what this is all about. That's the guy that told him about and why, because that guy was his friend. And he said, you know what? I want you to check out something. This is going to be big. And he listened. because he listened, that's how some of us got to know about it in after it was launched. 3 months later, some people got to know 6 months later. I got to know about it last year, and I'm happy I got to know about it. I could have never heard about it till now. So if you are on the project now, there is something called, guys, positioning advantage. It will be one of the worst mistakes you will ever make by getting on this a project like this and stepping out of it. So if you are close to renewal of your um, account, of your membership, of your affiliateship, please, whatever you need to do, even if your commission is not enough to pay for that affiliate fee, which is $20, then your Gotbackup service, which is $100, okay, which you should be benefiting from, do it. Once you do it, the next thing you need to do is have a shift. Where? Here, your mind. Have a shift, have a realignment. Okay? Stop listening to negative people that will, and sometimes the negative people can be our own families, best friends, people so close to us. Don't listen to them when it comes. Listen to them on every other thing. When it comes to this, just tell them, no discussion for now. Please, can we talk about something else? Don't allow them to discourage you about this, because you could be like the figure down in the picture, the image you have on your screen right now, almost at your breakthrough, and you turn around and say, I am tired. In this picture, you see how thin it is between that hard work and breaking through to the diamonds, which is the treasure. In our case, in your case, nobody knows. But one thing I know, that this project is going to produce a lot of financially free people, including me. So if you are on this project now, guys, I want to salute you. Stay the course. That would be my humble advice to you. My other advice is learn and lead. You are a leader. On this project, we have the singular opportunity to impact the world. I don't know how many things give us the opportunity to do that, to impact the world. Why? How? You provide a very essential, important, um, thing for someone, accommodation for data. Someone can come to you in the next month, the next year, and say, let me take a name from this and say, Agnes, thank you, Agnes. Last year, you remember, of course, you want to forget, you showed me this, you introduced this thing to me. I didn't take it seriously in terms of the business, but I always backed up my stuff. Guess what? My office was burglarized and they stole everything, including our computers. But it didn't shake me. You know why? Because I have all my things backed up on the cloud because of you. Now, how would you feel? Good, right? Of course. That is what we get from this project. You may not get it immediately from someone, but trust me, someone will appreciate you for doing that. Or another scenario could be one of your leaders, a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, maybe 5 years, will come back to you and say, um, Becky, thank you. God bless you. I was able to buy my to pay for my grandmother hospital bill in full for her operation. It was so costly. Today, she's well, and 100% of that came from this business. Now, can this business provide that? Are you kidding me? See commissions, um, people making on this project. Let me show you a snippet of that. You probably have seen it, but have a critical look at this. Do you think this you are seeing on your screen can't be you? Do you think it is impossible for you to make $10,000 on this project in a month, drawing that as a commission? Do you think it's impossible to make 4,000, to make 5,000, to make 6,000, 7,000? Guys, it's not impossible. What is impossible is for you not to make it if you stay on course, if you're consistent, if you are dedicated, if you are committed. It's almost impossible for you not to earn commissions you see on the screen. Some of us may not be making the commissions on the screen that we see on the screen, but trust me, we believe we can make this commission because this has what it takes. Between someone on this project and their first $100,000, it is just time. It could be the next 6 months. It could be the next 1 year. It could be the next 3 months. But between somebody and their $100,000, it is just a matter of time. Guys, don't close your mind to possibilities like this. In whatever job some of you might be doing, tell me, what are your chances of making? See at the top, extreme left, $10,266 as income USD. Now tell me, in your job, you probably have been in that job for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. What? And you haven't seen even half of that as a salary, from that job. We're talking about double that. What are your chances of making $10,000 from something you probably didn't put all your effort in? All right, all what you do, but has the potential of, even if you did put all your effort in, what are your chances in whatever you're doing now in making a $10,000 in a month? For many of us, the chance is 0.00001. Almost doesn't exist. And if you have seen something, you managed, you were fortunate to encounter this after it was launched in the world, 2 years later, some of you 6 months later, 1 year later, some a year and a half, 2.5 years, you have seen it. Some of you just joining the project. Guys, do whatever you're doing, all right? And yeah, I know you the project may have met you in a job doing a business, but shift. Think again. If nobody should tell you what this what you're doing here is a waste of time, they are a big fat liar, or they are big fat liars, because no one can tell me, can convince me and many of some other leaders at this point that we're wasting our time. No, not possible. The future of this is big, and let's realign, guys, and make this happen. Let's go out there and um, offer what Gotbackup has for the world. Someone one day, somewhere, will be thanking you, will appreciate you for showing them this. I'm sorry, we couldn't bring you any technical stuff, but in the next coming days, I think Thursday or so, I mean, we have training on some technical stuff. So, but I want to say very big thank you to all of you, and I will open the line, the unmute you that you can unmute, but we can take Reverend Bijou, what will be your last word as we draw the curtains for tonight's presentation?
Okay, thank you
So
so much.
participants, you are allowed to unmute and you may speak just after. Yes, Bijou, go ahead.
Thank you so much, HB. Thanks again. It's always a joy listening to you, and this evening was no difference. I think it's very important. One or two things that I want to leave with everyone is the fact that it's very important to duplicate ourselves as leaders, not imitate. We don't let people imitate us, but we duplicate ourselves. That's the strength of a good leader, a true leader. There was one thing I said in my market: whatever I do, everyone should be able to do it, and everyone must do it. And it's happening. I have faith for that. It's awesome to see yourself being duplicated. You don't force it. And that's why in my last thing I would say is, like the baobab never shout. The baobab never shouted. It just stood very strong, and it served the purpose of the village. Two, I'd want to please ask you, be like the baobab. Offer quiet power. Let people draw from your quiet power, and share true, honest, ethical value. Very, very important. And grow deep. Grow very, very deep. And as a matter of fact, the rewards will come. Like I said, Gotbackup is a movement. I personally, I am unstoppable. Nothing, not even myself, will stop myself. So I want to tell you tonight, don't let anything stop you. And don't do anything by every means to get where you want to get to. Do it, and do it ethically. Then God's blessing will be upon you, and you will reach your destination safely. Thank you very much.
From anyone, any CEO, please. If you have a question, please, you may unmute, or if you have an input, you can unmute, and let's hear from you. Okay, so I got two very short videos to share with you. The first one, as we wait, if there's a question, that's fine. If there isn't, then let me play this. And as you leave tonight, please reflect on this. Okay, this is 30 seconds. All right. So reflect on this first one. Okay. Kindly forgive me. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Sports Week, we're all about inspiration. It's time for our sports review segment.
Is there anyone, is there a question from anyone? All right, there isn't. So where is my, I thought I heard okay. Okay, so if there are no questions, I want to leave you with these messages. Guys, thanks for showing up, and be excited, be eager, be in anticipation when look forward to the next filling station. When is the next coming? We need on this project, we need to master it. So we master it is not once, it is over and over and over and over again. So keep doing it. It may be the same thing, but we're mastering. That's how mastery is done, doing the same thing over and over and over again. And when we do that, we are unstoppable. I want to say have a good night, good evening, good morning, whatever time this might catch you. I want to say God bless, and
starting is easy.
Yeah. Bye.
Finishing,
bye.
That's where the real challenge begins.
Well done. Well done.
Anybody can start something. Dreams, goals, plans, they're easy to come up with. But starting isn't enough. It's consistency that separates the dreamers from the achievers. The commitment to show up every single day, even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable. Consistency builds character. Consistency builds success. You've got to be all in every day, not just at the start, but through the entire journey. Because without commitment, you never begin. Without consistency, you never finish.
Keep showing up. If no one invests in you, invest in yourself. If no one believes in you, believe in yourself. Even if you don't see the results right away, keep showing up until you do see the results. Even if you don't see the results for a very, very long time, keep showing up. What if the results don't come? They're not going to come if you quit. Keep showing up. I'm tired. Keep showing up. I don't feel like it. Keep showing up. I can't see any results. Keep showing up. I don't know where to start. Just start. Do something. Take that first step. Every step you take adds up. And sooner or later, you'll look back and see that you're at the top of the staircase. It doesn't matter if you can't see the top from where you are. Just know that if you keep climbing, if you keep learning how you can get to the next level, you will soon be exactly where you need to be. If you quit, if you never start climbing, if you never take that first step, you'll never get there, and you'll forever live in regret. People don't make it because they quit. Full stop. They say they tried everything. Sure, they tried everything. They tried everything but sticking it out. They tried everything but courage to keep going. They tried everything but showing heart when things got hard. They did try quitting. Winners do not quit. They show up.